Oh, we're very live here. People of the world, welcome to Marketing as a Foreign Language. My name's Kellen. One of the things I love about the live show is that it requires me to think on my feet. Did you know that it's Thanksgiving coming up here? And I've got a lot to be grateful for. Having a pretty incredible family, beautiful kiddos, beautiful wife. Very happy, and just wanted you all to know that. This is episode 123. That's auspicious. Little 123. Facebook launching Drives, which is pretty cool. It is a way to give more. We will dive into exactly what that means. Facebook, Twitter, Google team up against COVID. So far, we got a pretty hopeful show going. Twitter fleet's not working properly. Turns out when you roll something out and you're as massive as Twitter, it doesn't always go without a hitch. TikTok users hit, the specific user. I'm going to butcher her name. It's Carly D'Amelio. Are you familiar with her? Anyway, first TikToker to hit 100 million followers, which is pretty cool. And are Thanksgiving ads going to look any different this year than non-pandemic COVID years? Yeah, short answer is yeah, they are. Hey, guess what? Got an intro for you. If you have some tea and you want to drink some tea with me, by all means, this is green tea. Cheers. Yeah, we're a live show, so you're not going to get all of those fancy YouTube edits you get on other channels, but you will get authenticity. Facebook launches Drives. TechCrunch.com. Did you know that we take articles from around the internet? We curate that content for you so you don't have to read them. You can just listen. Facebook launches Drives. This is from TechCrunch.com. Facebook, according to the article today, is introducing a new feature that will allow users in the United States to collect food, clothing, and other necessities for people in need. I love it. The feature, called Drives, is being made available through Facebook's existing Community Help Hub. So if you want to figure out where Facebook Drives is, you can obviously Google it, but you can also check out Community Help Hub, which is the place where Facebook centralizes requests and offers for help within a local community. So again, TechCrunch.com writes, the Community Help Hub was first launched in 2017 as a way for Facebook users to centralize their resources in the wake of a crisis, like a man-made, accidental, or natural disaster, ranging from weather events to terrorist attacks and more. In 2020, however, the feature has been put to broader use as a part of Facebook's COVID-19 efforts, which even saw a version of Community Help feature scaled globally. Here's a question for you. Do you believe in karma? Do you think that if you were to theoretically go to this Drives and donate, do you think that it comes back to you in some way, shape, or form, either through the release of dopamine and serotonin as you physically give, as you feel better personally, that as a reflection of the karma, or literally that there is some sort of, in the quantum field of energy, that the ripples of the action that you take literally change the fabric of this universe, thereby creating a more positive vibe for you. Do you believe that? Leave a comment. Back to the article now. With the economic crisis created by the coronavirus pandemic in the United States, millions are out of work, and 12 million may lose their unemployment benefits in December when CARES Act provisions lapse. Food insecurity and an inability to pay bills, including rent and mortgage payments, as well as manage other household expenses, is going to impact millions. I think we've been living in some sort of weird bubble that is, 2021 might be rough. So the question is, if you are able to give, will you give in 2021? Hope that the answer is yes. Also, if I'm ever elected to office, I will do everything I can to stop spam phone calls. They are truly the worst. So Facebook, Twitter, Google team up against COVID. This from socialmediatoday.com. With a COVID-19 vaccine nearing release, the major tech platforms have agreed to partner on a new program in conjunction with fact-checking organizations to formulate new, improved approaches to combating vaccine misinformation. So obviously, Zuckerberg and friends are getting beat up in Senate hearings pretty regularly nowadays. That has got to be frustrating for them. But to see Facebook, Twitter, and Google team up against the pandemic is exciting. This is reported by BBC, quote, taking part in the effort alongside Facebook, Google-owned YouTube, and Twitter are the UK's Department for Digital Culture, Media and Sport, the Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism, Africa Check, Canada's Privacy Council Office, and 5 other international fact-checking organizations. Okay. Fact-checking charity Full Fact will coordinate the anti-misinformation push. So humans lie. Okay. Humans lie a lot. It's interesting to have kids and to see them lie to you. You know what I mean? It's not like you taught them to lie. You know, we lie all the time. You know, we lie about people's appearances. We lie to make people feel better. We lie to make situations seem not as bad. And then we lie, of course, you know, to get our way, and selfish and, you know, horrifying lies can spiral out of control. To see social media, people kind of up in arms, you know, about this misinformation, it makes sense, obviously, because we've never had the ability for lies to kind of proliferate as quickly as they do in our current society. But I also know that there is a pretty strong BS detector that humans have. And I think even if you are sharing something, deep down, I think at the subconscious or even unconscious level, you know that this probably, you know what I mean? Like you're buying into it because it allows you to feel a certain way and be part of a certain group. And one of the things I pride myself on is balance. I really try hard to listen to Republican opinions, Democrat opinions, left-leaning, you know, communist, all the way to like the most Tea Party conservative that I can, because the truth is like a quantum superposition. I was watching a video on quantum field theory the other day, and basically what they're saying is there's like 12 possible ways that these particles can be interacting, or these fields, these quantum fields can be interacting, and the sum of all of those possibilities is what you actually end up seeing. And so I feel like our perception of reality, it really does have a physical effect on it, which is to say that there can be two things that feel true. Now, what is the actual objective scientific fact? Obviously, as we move forward in time, we know what those things are. One of the most fascinating to me nowadays has been that if you look it up, the sun is actually moving at a roughly 500,000, it's 500,000 miles per hour. And we know that when you get in a car and you accelerate, once you go a certain speed, everything in the car is going that speed. So the fact that the sun is moving at 500,000 miles per hour doesn't mean that, you know, things are going to fly around, obviously, because things aren't doing that. But here we are in this very surreal kind of situation. What does that have to do with Facebook, Twitter, and Google teaming up against COVID? Well, here's what it has to do. So simultaneously, Facebook is a corrupt, like horrible company that is disseminating ridiculous amounts of misinformation and like ruining culture, and it's awful. So that's true. What is also true is that Facebook is one of the most glorious human inventions of all time, and the reason why I know my long lost sister. Both are true at the same time. So how do we play this game of reconciling two facts that are true? And then in the end, you know, we voice our opinion and make that manifest. So stories like this are a good reminder that, you know, they can team up and do good work. So if you're looking at them from the negative perspective. So back to the article, socialmediatoday.com. All three companies have already implemented measures to combat anti-vax content. So who knows where you fall on that. Facebook announced a ban on anti-vax ads in October, expanding its efforts to reduce the reach of anti-vax content. I know that Zuckerberg has been, how to put this? I saw him on an interview where he says that, you know, there are times when vaccines have hurt people. There are vaccine injury attorneys. They may be 99.9% effective and have, you know, negligible side effects, but there are some people that suffer and get hurt by them. In the same way that, you know, there's a certain percentage of the population that can't eat peanuts. You know what I mean? Like most of the time they're fine until they're not. So he's been pretty, he's been beaten up as being anti-vax, but apparently, according to Social Media Today, there are new measures in Facebook announcing a ban on the ads for anti-vax, which I think is a new step for Zuckerberg. Health experts say that these measures don't go far enough. Last July, months before the COVID-19 outbreak, a group of more than 60 public health leaders from around the world issued a public plea to the internet giants to monitor and label inaccurate and disproven claims about vaccines. Yeah, so the reason why this is back in the news, obviously, is that we have a pretty big hurdle to jump over in the next, 4 months, 3 months-ish? If we can get 70% of people not being hurt, obviously, by a vaccine and getting the antibodies, and we can destroy this thing, I mean, we can all agree that would be great. So the hope, obviously, is that the vaccine has negligible or very little side effects, that it works really well, and that, we can get back to life. I shouldn't even say as normal, because I don't know about you, but I will never be the same. This will be the story that, we tell our grandkids, that sort of stuff. And this year has been, for lack of a better word, a pretty good wake-up call on a lot of fronts, from social justice to how we view policing, to how we view social media, to how we view just the balance of what matters in life, right? So it turns out we can just hole up in our homes, which is kind of a new technological ability. We can, many of us obviously can work from home. That's been a big change for a lot of folks. It's been a big change. So I refuse to say go back to normal, because I really don't think that such a thing is even possible at this point. We live in a new era. The positives of which, obviously, I think are that we're going to have far fewer cars on the road. I think fewer people are going to die in car accidents, which is pretty neat, to say the least, because we got a lot more people working from home. I think we're going to see a reduction in global greenhouse gas emissions because, again, more people are working from home. I think one of the number one stressors of a lot of people is getting in the car and dealing with traffic, and that is just simply going to go away for a lot of people, again, because of the working from home. And I think that restaurants are going to see a lot more ordering out in the future, because people have gotten really used to it. We've got DoorDash and things like that have pretty much changed the culture. So we live in a new era. Twitter fleets not working properly. TheVerge.com is where we're taking this one from. Twitter's new ephemeral tweets, known as fleets, are supposed to last for only 24 hours, but a bug is causing fleets to not totally disappear. Tell me that's not funny. That's funny. So as I've said before, every social media is the same thing. They're all the same thing. Facebook is Twitter, is Snapchat, is LinkedIn, is YouTube to a certain degree. I feel like the differences between these social media platforms is just becoming less and less and less and less. They're all using the same tactics. None of them really has a big leg up on technology, as far as I can tell. The reason Parler is so popular, the conservative social media website, is because it caters to conservatives, and Twitter caters to a certain audience, and Facebook, and they're all catering to their audience. And the fact that Twitter released this fleets and it not to work properly is just, I don't know, it's funny to me. So a bug is causing fleets to not totally disappear, remaining accessible well past their expiration dates. Ouch. First reported by TechCrunch, the bug allows fleets to be viewed and downloaded by other users, but without notifying the fleet's author. Oh, can you imagine being like, I don't know, it doesn't matter how old you are. Excuse me. And you put something up assuming it's going to go away in 24 hours, even though everyone knows that you're not, you can take a screenshot of it. It's like obviously not going to disappear. But doing that and then it not going away, I mean, you could make an argument, let's say, if something just disastrous that you posted and it ended up hurting you in some way, shape, or form. It was sensitive information that shouldn't get sold. I mean, I could see someone suing Twitter over this. You told me that it was going to go away in 24 hours and it didn't. And so here's my lawyer's number, blah, blah, blah. It's a big screw up. So, quote, we're aware of a bug accessible through a technical workaround where some fleet media URLs may be accessible after 24 hours. A Twitter spokesperson said in an email to The Verge, we are working on a fix that should be rolled out shortly. This is the nature of new technology, is it not? The takeaway message for you is that everything on the internet is permanent. Cheers. This show is permanent. Anything I say here will last forever. If I run for political office later in life, yeah, they're going to take this clip and they're going to show it. They're going to take stuff out of context and they're going to show it. This is just the nature of the internet. TikTok users TikTok user hits 100 million followers. That's a milestone. This from TheVerge.com. Carly D'Amelio. I have no idea who Carly D'Amelio is, but she's the first TikTok creator to hit 100 million followers. She's the first by some distance, too. Only 2 other creators have cracked 50 million on TikTok. That makes her more than twice as big as Will Smith, 3 times as big as The Rock, 4 times as big as Selena Gomez, and 5 times as big as Kylie Jenner and Ariana Grande, which is pretty incredible. It also means that she's reached 100 million subscribers in record time on YouTube. It took 14 years before any channel hit 100 million. She started posting in May of 2019, and boom, yeesh. So huge milestone for her in the app. When we were talking about all this TikTok, will it get banned? Will it not get banned? It was easy to kind of talk about it theoretically and say, maybe it goes away, maybe it doesn't. But to the users of TikTok, it's a huge deal. I mean, what an asset for her. It's her grandkids probably won't have to work. She's making so much money on endorsements and stuff. Like, she's setting up her family for generations if they play their cards right. So this is not some small amount of money here. Creators frequently branch out onto other social networks. We get it. So there you go. So TikTok milestone. It seems like TikTok is going to be here to stay. 100 million. That's like a fourth of the population of the United States, between a third and a fourth. It's a big deal. So anyway, big milestone for TikTok. I don't know if I want that kind of fame. That seems pretty intense. Do you want that kind of fame? If you really think about it, and because how much content do you have to constantly be creating? How many people in your life are just begging you to make more content? How many people are like being super positive around you all the time because they want you to be in a good mood, so you create better content and give them more money? I mean, I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying that I don't know. For me personally, I don't know if that, for this point in my life, if that's something I necessarily want to do. However, I'm happy for her. Obviously, she wanted this. She manifested this. And it's a huge deal. So I don't know anything about her channel, but I do know that she broke that milestone. So our Thanksgiving ads going to be weird this year. Are they going to be a little bit different? Yeah, they are. Pointer.org is where we're taking this article from. To the text, when local print subscribers get their Thanksgiving newspaper, it will be the biggest weekday edition of the year. But even in a generally disappointing year for advertising, a drastic shrinking of the traditionally bulky package of ads surrounding news copy and pre-printed inserts has publishers alarmed. Well, anyone with, more than a few brain cells could have seen this one coming. Quote, the pandemic has taken a toll on many newspaper advertisers, and revenue is certainly down, including Black Friday sales events, says the CEO of America's Newspapers, Dean Ridings. Retailers, this is a quote, are aware that a rush to sales on a single day would likely create super spreader events. Exactly. So Black Friday for 2020 will be a lot like the rest of this challenging year. Rather bleak. So yeah, in 2020, it doesn't make any sense to have a whole bunch of people in a room at the same time. When you try to have a sale that's like over a week or 2 weeks, you miss the fear of missing out, right? There's no FOMO. There's no, you better get there quick. And that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt for a lot of advertisers. So, I mean, the positive news, I would argue, is that the amount of mail, it seems, is decreasing. I still get the yellow pages, which is infuriating to me. Please don't send me the yellow pages. In fact, don't send me anything, paper, for the rest of my life. It's bad enough that we have to go through and clean our email box of all this nonsense that we don't want. Just stop it. When it comes to like Black Friday, obviously, no huge events. It's 2020. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, we are a live show. We'd love to have folks swing on by the live show. It's 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you leave a comment during the live show, know that it will warm my heart. It makes me very happy. It also helps with the algorithm, helps promote the show, and helps us grow this particular show, for lack of a better word. Facebook launching drives, good for them. I'm happy that Facebook is doing that. You could be cynical and say it's just a PR push, but in the end, you just have to pick how you perceive these things. I choose to think that they're trying to do good work. Good for them. Facebook drives, check it out. Facebook, Twitter, and Google team up against COVID and misinformation. We're going to be talking a lot about vaccines over the next few months, mainly the Pfizer and I forget the other company's vaccine for COVID, obviously. Here's to hoping that next summer is just the summer of celebration. That's the hope. Twitter fleet's not working properly. Yeah, when you roll out a new feature across one of the largest social media platforms on the planet, you might have some issues. TikTok user hits 100 million followers. Congratulations to Carly D'Amelio for knocking that out. I wish her the best. And Thanksgiving ads, are they going to be different this year? Yeah, you bet they are. So leave us a comment, please do. It helps with the algorithm, helps make me feel good. Email us at info@senditrising.com if you want to directly reach out and have any questions about internet marketing, SEO, social media, website development, any of that sort of stuff. Or if you just want to say, hey, it's info@senditrising.com. That's info@senditrising.com. And then, as I mentioned earlier, chat during the live show, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Or you can download the podcast, available on Spotify, iTunes, and many other platforms. Again, thank you for swinging on by. If you're here for the live show, awesome. If you're listening to us after the fact, I also very much appreciate it, whether that's on YouTube or if it is on a podcast. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.